welcome back to What's Relevant TV. I'm here with Sadé and Shaniya, right? I got it right?
Yes.
Yes. They are the designers behind Sadé Shaniya, a womenswear clothing brand. How are you guys doing today?
We're good. Thank you for having us.
Yes, no problem. So tell me about this brand. Like, when did you guys start it and why?
Well, we basically went to high school together. I think we both found like our passion together in Scarlett's, which is basically a fashion club inside of Benjamin Banneker Academy.
Okay.
There we were all like working together to create things, and then we went to FIT, in which after FIT, we were in the Black Student Union, and that's when we created our first collection. If you can elaborate on it.
Yeah, so I think we've always been into like clothes and fashion or whatever, especially through the modeling club in high school. And at FIT, like we tried to do a sewing class, and it was a super fail. It was over the summer, and we just was like, we're not doing this over the summer. Like it was a really intense class.
Okay.
So we just like dropped the class, got sewing machines, and started doing it on our own. And I mean, our majors at FIT, we did 2 years of fashion merchandising management and then 2 years of production management, and they kind of touch upon like creation of clothing, but not that much. And we just kind of YouTube books, like helping each other out, and figured it out, did a collection, and had our first fashion show within the Black Student Union's fashion show, and then from there we just kept doing it. So yeah.
Okay, so you guys plan to go to FIT together?
We wanted to go to Spelman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think all our friends, like, our high school was, like, predominantly black, so we were like, yeah, we're going to go to HBCU, but didn't turn out that way, so we just ended up at FIT, which is a blessing, so, like, helped us.
When it came to applying for schools, it was just, like,
the easiest
okay,
choice.
what is my major going to be at Spelman? What, like, you don't have anything fashion related unless you take a course maybe on Morehouse campus or Clark, but it's just like, why pay all that money to go out there, and the school itself doesn't have like what you really want to do. So, and my mom works at FIT, so it was just like, okay.
Also, if you went to fashion, it was just like, you might as well stay in New York. Like, what would I be doing
in
Atlanta?
Yeah, New York is like the capital of fashion,
exactly.
basically. Okay, so you guys are both females. How is it working together? I know you guys may have different ideas and stuff, and like, do you guys fight or?
No,
I don't think
really.
we fight. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
I think because we're like friends first, I feel like that helps us a lot in our business relationship. A lot of people say like, don't work with your best friend, but like we have a lot of similarities, but we have a lot of differences. So like, I don't think it clashes much. I think we just like talk it out. Generally, our aesthetics are exactly the same, so we design like our things separately, and then we come together and kind of like figure out what we want to do.
Okay, and everything is handmade.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so Sadé Shaniya has been a part of multiple fashion showcases, and you guys have a few collections out, and you guys are young, right? So how do you guys manage to have a social life and work on your brand?
We don't. No.
Really?
I feel like, I mean, I'm okay with it sometimes. Sometimes I get in my feelings like, oh, I don't have a life. But we work full time, and then we get home and do what we got to do. And a lot of sacrifices have been made. But I feel like even since FIT, like we had 7 classes each semester. We both worked part-time, and then I did all of the extracurricular social activities on campus. So I feel like we've always been like, you know, focused on our priorities and gave up on, you know, clubbing or whatever if we had stuff to do. And we're both kind of like homebodies.
Yeah, I was like, that's not really our personality.
Yeah, like I don't mind just watching TV,
chilling.
Yeah, on my
Generally, I just feel like we just our social life would just be like hanging out with our friends at like someone's house. It's not really like I don't know. We're just like super chill, so it's not really
okay.
us.
So what is your favorite part about being a fashion designer? Whichever one, go first.
You can go first.
Okay. I guess it's creating something that means something to me. So I feel like in all of our collections that we've released, they all have a meaning. We can tie everything together, and it's not just us looking at what's popular or looking at trends and saying, oh, I'm gonna make that just because this person, you know, wore it or whatever. So because everything has a meaning and is sentimental to us, when someone buys into that and wears our stuff, it just makes it like all the more amazing, because it's like I'm not just making a copy of what I saw, I'm just like literally putting my art out there. So when someone buys it, it feels really good, because it's like, oh, you believe in me. Yeah,
I think I can elaborate on that. I can say it's more so like storytelling. I feel like we generally like go through our own journeys, and I think it's like gratifying in which we can create something which is our story and people can relate to it. I think that's the best part for me as well. Just having someone understand where we're coming from, and I guess I'm not really vulnerable, but like I think when we create our collections and our clothes, it's the vulnerable state, and I appreciate like people appreciate our work. So, yeah.
So how do you incorporate your journey into fashion designing?
Well, for example, the collection before the last one we just released was called Mono, short for monochrome, and what it was 3 series based upon colors. So the first part of the series was just different shades of nudes and browns, and that kind of reflected our journey of being women of color, and you know how initially, once you realize that being a black woman is so amazing, you're just like so prideful, but then the collection kind of like turns into gray tones, and it's like that confusing state where everyone's like, you know, but we should be equal, and it's like, well, how can I be equal when people treat me a certain different type of way, or I don't know, it's just like humanity trying to understand it all, and how sometimes there is a dark cloud that follows you, and then it translated into blues and whites, which was kind of just like the ultimate like heavenly state. We're all like equal, we love each other, almost like an unachievable state of mind, but that kind of was a direct reflection of what happened for us, because we did go to a predominantly black high school, and then we went to a white institution. So it's kind of just like trying to fit in, being different, trying to, you know, always be proud of being different, but you also are different, and people do treat you differently. So how do we like maintain and balance that? Oh. So that's
deep. You guys create messages through your clothing.
We try.
Yes. So what is the hardest part about being a fashion designer?
I think balancing like pursuing our dreams and dealing with our realities. Like we know what we want to do, but we have to deal with like a lot of obstacles in our way. So like whether it's like your full-time job, or like I live much further away from her, so like sometimes it's very hard for us to like meet up and connect and do what we have to do together, because we go together. Dealing with like various different energies, and just trying to like remain honest and true to ourselves. I think it's the hardest thing sometimes.
I think in this, I don't want to sound cliche, but in this social media world, it's kind of hard to decipher what's real and what's not. So, you know, when we are on Instagram and you see like this random fashion brand and they have like all of these likes and follows, it does kind of discourage you sometimes, because, I mean, we went to school with a bunch of fashion people in the industry, so we kind of know what goes into it a little bit more, and the behind the scenes, and how like a lot of brands, you know, they don't do things the best type of ways. So it's like when you see someone kind of get the social media accolades, it does sometimes get discouraging, and you're like, but I'm actually, you know, putting in storylines and, you know, trying to create something real for people, and that, I think that's the hardest part, just trying to like do things on God's timing and not try to rush it because of the culture we live in right now. Yeah,
everybody has their time, obviously. So you guys told me that your journey is what inspires your designs, but do you guys have any fashion inspirations out there?
I don't think either one of us has like a favorite designer. I think we just like draw off of like things that resonate with our message. So like I love Swan, she loves Swan clearly, but she resonates with Rihanna as well. Like it's like they are both like strong Black women, but they clearly have like their message is the same, but it's just different approaches. And I think like those are things that we resonate with generally.
Yeah. I feel like in many ways, I mean, of course, we look to different fashion brands historically for inspiration and just to like know our past in the industry so that we can, you know, progress forward. But I think, like she mentioned Solange Rihanna, so those clearly are musical artists. So I think, you know, we like a lot of music, and that inspires us the most, because I feel like, you know, the way fashion and music can correlate in how your favorite music artist is like wearing your favorite fashion brand is like the way that connects is, it just makes so much sense.
Okay. So, you guys don't have any favorite fashion brands?
Not really. I think we can like look at collections and be like, oh, that's dope, like I like that idea, but I like that, but so like not generally. It's not,
I wouldn't say my favorite, but like the closest to it is Issey Miyake for me. It's like a Japanese brand, and I really love their aesthetic. So
okay, you guys are so much alike. So because I'm like, you know, two females working together, it's really difficult, but you guys are actually like, so.
Yeah, I think we're just like super chill. I feel like that's really what it is. Yeah.
We're different in some ways.
A lot of ways, but I think we're like just super chill.
Okay. So Sagittarius, I'm a Cancer.
Doesn't generally
like, nonchalant, sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sensitive.
Sometimes.
All the time, but like it's totally fine.
So what are necessary skills to becoming a successful fashion designer, according to you guys? You know, everybody has their own.
I think you definitely have to put the work in to understand the craft. I feel like a lot of people can connect with different people to make their vision happen, but I still think you owe yourself a level of like education and just respect to the craft itself. So even if someone who never had a background in fashion, you know, has this amazing idea to start whatever, I still think, you know, even though you might not have the technical skills and you do have to find someone to work with, that you should still like pay respect to the business and the skill set and still at least try to understand, so that it just makes your vision even more great when you actually know what's going on. And that way no one can ever take advantage of you or take anything from you, because you actually put the work in to respect what you're trying to get into. So, like, even for us, I feel like we're constantly trying to learn new things, and we never think we're good enough. So, I feel like, in a sense, like, never think you're safe, and you'll always be willing to progress and work on yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you need to know who you are, I feel like, entering the industry, because there are so many, like, different factors that can contribute to you trying to conform to something else. So, for sure, you need to know, like, what you want to do, what your purpose is, and what exactly you want to achieve, because I think it's super hard to lose yourself when you're basically seeing a lot of different influences. Yeah. So for sure, you do need to know who you are and what you want to do.
Okay. So what is fashion in a few words?
Storytelling, honest,
expression.
Innovative. Yeah.
Art.
Yeah.
Life. I don't know.
Okay. So what's next for you guys?
I think a big thing for us right now is trying to connect with a manufacturer, because it is hard when it comes to volume to also work full time and then go home and try to create as well as push out orders. So I think right now we want to find someone we can trust to partner with as far as manufacturing go, just so that we can focus more on being creative and designing and have someone help us actually push out the work. And that will in turn help us expand, because we'll have more time to focus on branding and marketing and, you know, booking opportunities, because that's our biggest challenge right now. Like, we're so focused on getting things done that we kind of lock ourselves away
that's
to
like
make it happen.
Yeah. Like, there's so much going into creating that we never, when it's actually created, it's hard to like branch off and do other things, because I have to make more.
Yeah.
Like the social aspect, you know, we should be outside wearing our stuff, advertising it.
Yeah.
These are our pants, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, like we can't do that if we have 20 things to make at home because it's only the two of us. So.
Okay, maybe you guys should hire more people to do the marketing aspect for you.
Trust.
Yeah. That's like the hardest thing. Like just finding someone that will actually be dedicated to doing the work. Like it's very easy to say like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but like it's hard to trust someone to actually get the work done instead of me like being on top of them. Like, it's something that you generally want to do. I don't think we ever want to force someone to do something they don't want to do.
Yeah.
So if like this is what you want to do and you want to help genuinely help us, like for sure. If anyone's listening, for sure.
Yeah, guys. Any marketing directors?
Come through.
Yes. So tell everyone where they can find your clothes, anything, social media.
Well, my Instagram is at Sadé Naima Designs. So SADE_Naima NAIMA Designs.
And mine's is Shaniya.design. So SHANIYA.DESIGNS.
And you can find our website, SadéShaniya.com, and our Twitter at SadéShaniya. We will be releasing a collection that's a part of our 5-part series at the end of August, so follow us and stay tuned for those dates.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
For sure.
That is a wrap for this episode of What's Relevant TV. I'll catch you next time.